Constantine, first in the live stream. Jose, ooh, Danny, Jose. What's up, everyone? Extreme stream. It is an extreme stream. A very special extreme stream brought to you by Stop Hunting. Brought to you by Stop Hunting at the $6,800 level is what it looks like here today. So just thought I'd chime in. We had some crazy whipsaw action. Everyone's been waiting for this. Well, at least I've been waiting for the 6,800 level. And we pierced it here just a little bit. Not by much. At about, looks like, what was the high there? 61.14, 61.15, 61.16, something like that. Uh, 68.15, I think it said. Yeah, 68.15. So we hit that and then immediately pulled right back down. Much higher volume in the sell-off. Well, enough higher volume in the sell-off with a ton of selling. So you can tell. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Kind of see what we had there. Right there, two big pops. A big pop right there. So yeah, here's the 1 minute chart. I actually haven't done this. Haven't done the 1 minute chart exercise here. Very, very, very fast pop. I blinked and missed this. Stepped outside of the room, hung out with the kiddos for a little bit, and pop up and a huge pop down. So yeah, it looks like a bunch of orders got triggered right there. Bunch of orders, and it looks like they hunted for them and sold it off again. So we'll see what happens. Some more barding happening around here. All right, let's go back to the 2 hour. What's up, Bob? Bob's in the house. Are funds safe? What funds are you talking about, Martine? A lot of power hour people here. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you guys like the extreme stream, you should join the power hour, where we basically do one every single day. And yeah, it's a good time. What the hell just happened exactly, Julian? What did just happen? So you either, I actually don't know what happened. I don't think you really generally get to know what happened. Let's. I'm going to look on Twitter on my other screen and see if we had some crazy BitMEX wrecked things going on. We just had a long liquidated. Looking for some sells, some shorts being liquidated. And there you go, short liquidated by 5.4 million 26 minutes ago. So that's probably right what that is. It 67.92. So that probably cleared out the order book for someone. So yep, definitely some long got, or I'm sorry, some short got ruined there. 5.4 million on that one particular. Let's look at that. It's at 26 minutes ago. Puts us at 311. Right there. That's where it got killed at. Someone had a short above that 6,800 level. 68.05 is where that got triggered, and it looks like it stopped all the way up there to that high print of 68.15. So you wonder what $10 in Bitcoin will cost you? About $5.4 million. That's what $10 in Bitcoin will cost you. Right there. So if you guys aren't familiar with it, I'll pull it over. There's BitMEX wrecked right here on Twitter and liquidated short on XBTC by 5.4 million at 68.05 at 3:11 p.m. my time, at least. That's all my time. And right there, there's your 1511, which is 3:11, and that's pretty much what got wrecked up at the top there. Let's see. Oh, something else right there. Shorted, liquidated short on BitMEX 3.8. That was 28 minutes ago. Oh, and now because I guess a minute had passed. I'm looking to see what happened on 1510. Let's see if we can look for some big shorts at 1510. 310. There's one for almost $1 million. That one's not bad. So yeah, nothing too much took it out. Must have been maybe it was a moment of a thin order book. I'm not sure, but definitely took it out there. Now we have a little bit of a bear flag situation going on right here. We popped up, failed. Now we're bear flagging out on this 1 minute chart. Don't want to live on the 1 minute though, but you can get a feel, especially when you have these insane wicks. Okay, crazy bull and bear fight, absolutely. What's up, Ted? Ted with this $5 super chat. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. Ooh, Puramahoy, how you doing? A-lag, okay. Yeah, I'm not catching you in the live stream, buddy. Are you there during the power hour? I kind of expected you to come in with your questions, but if you're unable to do it during the power hour, then I'll address them tomorrow. We've been talking about your questions there. I'm sorry, I've been waiting for you to post them up there, and then I'll just get caught up in the chat with the power hour. So, what's up, Aram? Where have you been? We were talking about your gold trade the past couple of days. Well, at least the day before yesterday. We touched on it today a little bit. Oh, in New Zealand? Okay, what? Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and address that during the power. I thought for some reason you were able to make it live. I was mistaken. 10:40 a.m. here now. Wow, okay. Yeah, we're 3:40 p.m. I don't think you can see it on my screen, but middle of afternoon here in extremely partly sunny Arizona. Should we buy the dip on the 32nd? Well, if according to Eli, I tell you to buy every single dip that there is. Buy all the dips. So did you guys have any positions out there around 6,800 level? We basically came right back to where we were before. Not much going on here. Oh, that's okay, Aram. I just, sometimes people bow out for whatever reason. Just always curious what it is. Base clef all in on 6,800. So Ted's got a question there. How exactly does that happen when it spikes all the way up to 68.15 like that with somebody hunting for those kinds of stops trying to wreck someone? Well, it happens when someone puts money to work and actually they either buy up the order book or they get stopped out. And usually it's a combination of both these days. What I think it is, Ted, is with the massive amount of leverage you have on BitMEX, anytime you have a move of some significance, it tends to wipe some people out, and in some cases you get these big wicks. So as we saw a little bit ago, there was a $5.4 million order triggered at 68.05 that printed to 68.15 more than likely, and then there was no one left to buy at that particular point in time, and no one did buy, and so it came right back down. Kind of one of my questions is, if the bulls are supposed to be super interested in Bitcoin up here, why didn't their buy orders go off? Why did we jump all the way back down? Why have we continually jumped back down? It could be that they have some crazy programmed algorithms that are analyzing order books and trying to see what kind of liquidities are in various exchanges, or it could be that it's just non-existent and maybe there's no big bull whales to be had. So those are kind of the theories right now. Rom says the stream has stopped. I think I'm still going. So if anyone else is seeing the stream stop, please let me know. But yeah, right back in pretty heavy, guys. They're towards the lows of this recent area. So we were getting a little happy right here. I had a trend line drawn. It wasn't on any public chart. Just kind of something that I had drawn. It was this. Wasn't quite expecting that, but actually, as it was touching this, I stepped out of the room like, it'll probably fail back down, and then it rallied. And by the time I came back in the room, it was already back down here towards 67.20. So I guarantee you that took out a lot of stops, entered a lot of longs in the market that probably are half regretting that decision right now. Hold on for a second. All right. Sorry, I thought I saw my mother-in-law's car pull up. But yeah, so right now we're seeing a lot of volume bringing us right back down. So there's definitely some selling in this market, whether it be shorting or otherwise. And if you guys saw my video I just posted a little bit ago, which if you guys follow my videos, you know that usually after I post, something happens. I posted here thinking we would go down. We actually reversed and went higher on this particular one. On this one, it was actually I recorded the video over here, and I wasn't super happy with the content, but I figured I needed to get a video out for everyone. So no market action had changed between the time frame here. So Looks like everything's still the same. Everything's still the same. Thoughts on support at 6,600 seems pretty strong every time. Yeah, so right now it looks like, well, at least in this particular base, we've got a level here at 66.75 to use a round number. That's pretty well supported, and so that's good. Like, you know, we've been saying 6,800 is a buy point. You know, this may have caught a couple of people. Hopefully not too many. Hopefully no one has too many limits right at, you know, 6,800. There's also this high over here at 68.47 or something like that. 68, 65. It's hard to get these candles when they're so skinny. 68.42, essentially 68.50. That would probably be my favorite place for a buy order, would be 68.50. 6,800 is kind of a 6,800 is just kind of a general area, if you will. So have I used Tether Live yet? If so, how is it? I've not used Tether Live, D's. I'm not quite sure what that is. Not quite sure what that is. So Jamie says, hey Randy, why do all exchanges show massive volume, even those that don't offer margin? I think the main reason for that, Jamie, is just due to the term escapes me at this arbitrage. It's due to the arbitraging bots that won't let the prices get too out of whack in one way or another. So that's generally why. So essentially what happens is BitMEX has a big short that gets covered, and then it rallies 50, 60 bucks. There's a bot that triggers on pretty much all the exchanges, not within the exchanges, but you know, entities outside of the exchanges looking to capitalize on differences, and essentially they're just not letting those spreads widen. So if something pops, then you know, if GDAX pops, then Bitfinex pops, and then BitMEX pops, and vice versa. So ever since the futures got put in place, it seems that there is some mechanism. I don't think it can't really be within the exchanges. It's got to be some private entity that is arbitraging, taking advantage of these opportunities in the market somehow. But it's interesting how it is so fast. Interesting how it is so fast, and how they, I mean, within several minutes of each other, especially considering arbitraging Bitcoin would technically require you to transfer Bitcoin from one exchange to another, and that would take up between 30 minutes and an hour, depending on the Bitcoin network usage at that time. So it's an interesting thing that's been happening. I remember back when we were at 20,000 on the GDAX, there was like a $2,000 spread between a few exchanges. It was pretty crazy. But ever since those futures started, which kind of happened to coincide with that top, those spreads have really been narrowed. And so we're seeing this market action that is very tight coupled between everything. And I think that could be some kind of behind the scenes. This is completely arbitrary. No news to back this up, but there's got to be some kind of behind the scenes network trying to keep those Bitcoin prices stable to make it, you know, prime for institutional investment, because institutions aren't going to invest in a market where all the prices are all over the place. Now, that behind the scenes could actually be institutions creating that arbitrage market, and I think that's what you're seeing. Yeah, it's pretty tight. They've got it down now. Last year I was actually playing with an arbitrage strategy. There was routinely between $400 and $500 price difference in Bitcoin. It was pretty insane, and it just couldn't. You know, I don't have that kind of infrastructure like any kind of large investment firm would have to set up an arbitrage structure like that. But apparently these guys have it, or at least they have enough value in Bitcoin to have built one, even if it cost them a little bit of money. All right, so yeah, pretty eventful Bitcoin thing going on there. Not much right now though. I was hoping to have a little bit more wide action, seeing some downside wicks after a big upside wick, right back to this kind of equilibrium area. I don't even think going back here we had too many big pops like that. They really took us into new highs. Actually, this didn't take us into new highs. As a matter of fact, I think in my video I just posted, I talked about this. I could probably do it with the curve, make it look a little prettier. Come on. I talked about how these highs have kind of been forming this curve, implying waning bullishness. I do happen to have an RSI up, which I usually don't. It just is I double click on TradingView. If you guys don't know that, it you know, pulls up the lower indicators and down the lower indicators. Yeah, the volume there on this 2 hour, 1 hour left to go. So we could have a pretty high volume candle here. Have to see how that goes. But anyway, so the RSI not really diverging here at all actually. Kind of still have higher lows here. Similarly there, we have higher lows still all over the place. That pop really didn't affect much. Probably just depends on the time frame there. All right, Dees, thanks, buddy. Take it easy. Yeah, I was looking for something. Looking for maybe some kind of divergence here recently. I don't usually check RSI super often. I did notice that this did take us out of this trend line. We had this drawn from the power hour, and that ended up, we ran out of that. And there wasn't much to see after that. We pretty much knew we'd go sideways. But this rollover here taking us back down to this mid-range area. And we're still sitting there. So 15 in the RSI will probably be a little more bouncy. There's a bouncy RSI right up to oversold pretty quick. So, and still no divergences there on the RSI. Okay, it is what it is. Back to price action. Could have exchanged itself such as BitMEX take out some shorts like that. We're getting golden cross in the 4 hour or the could that make it go up to 7,100? Well, let's pull up a 4 hour and we'll pull up some. I've got some thick lines sitting right there. I've got just a ton of lines here on Bitcoin. I'm just going to kill it. I'm just going to kill all my lines. Oh yeah, interesting. A little golden cross there. So the purple's my 200. The aqua greenish color's my 50-day. And yeah, you're correct. They're about to go bullish. The last time we saw that was over here. We saw it over here for a little bit, and it chopped around. We saw it here, and we did have a pretty good run up here to 10K from 7K. I hadn't noticed that. I don't usually look for the 50 and the 200. Keep in mind, pretty much on any time frame, you're going to see the 50 and the 200 doing some different oscillations. And so yeah, it's definitely interesting. It doesn't happen that often on the 4 hour, but you are correct. I don't know if that will cause it. So a moving average doesn't necessarily cause things to happen. It's just indicative of price action and the general trend, especially the 50 and the 200 day. So, and there's another comment here by Jonathan about the 21 daily moving average looking bullish. Yeah, if we go to the daily, I have an exponential moving average, a 21 EMA. Right there. Okay, so here's the 21 EMA on the daily, and we have had support here. It looks like we traversed it here on the second, and we have been noticing that we have been living above it. But again, EMAs are secondary signals. Everything can fail and does at some particular point in time. This 21 EMA though is a pretty good one. We were analyzing this I think last week during the power hour. We noticed, I think Aram mentioned the 21 EMA, and I've noticed it, but it didn't stick in the forefront of my mind. Then when we looked at it again, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll keep this up here, maybe handy. So we have been getting support here, but you know, again, this is a secondary indicator. This does not technically lead price. This kind of wanes with price, and we still have this horizontal level. And you know, if we start running up here, everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, the 21 EMA, you're an idiot for not respecting the 21 EMA. You know, it's trading, guys. You know, we have to go with our strategies, and my strategies aren't based on EMAs. They're basically based on price and volume action, resistance levels, support levels. That's essentially what I do. And you know, an EMA is a good signal. I'll keep it in the back of my mind there. But I don't put money to work based on EMAs. In 90% of circumstances, very few select I will if the market's setting up in certain fashions, but I won't use one arbitrary EMA to really kind of get me into a market. I mean, especially still when you've got the 50 and the 200 still coming up. If you If you view this EMA, then what you're looking at here is a squeeze between the 50 and the 21. So you're still kind of neutral. But from a price action perspective, which is really what pays the bills, you're never going to make money off of moving averages. This 68, looks like 68.30 level really is kind of the line in the sand for Bitcoin. It's always a bull market when your count is not zero. Yeah, no doubt, Eli. Always a bull market. It's good to have that capital to trade with. That's always a good thing. You don't want to be caught flat-footed, and you don't want to be caught having such a massive loss that you're unable to mentally take advantage of big swings in the market, because everyone's pretty much here for big swings. Very, very few people want to take a little pop. Most people want to trade bigger swings. Jose's got a question. Can a bear market such as we have now finish without capitulation? Yeah, Jose, anything can happen. Really, there's no hard rules to the market. So we can finish without capitulation. A bottom that is tested multiple times and holds can end up working out. And so in theory, yeah, this could be a bottoming area for Bitcoin, which is another reason why I mentioned, the 6830, I say 6800, but it's it's an approximation. This area right here, between 6800 and 6840, is the level to get involved to the long side if we break it on good volume, because we can't say for certain that we haven't bottomed. Okay, all I can say is that we for damn sure aren't going to go straight back up to 20,000. We've seen a lot of interesting videos and personalities lately just calling for these insane runs in Bitcoin, and these are individuals that for some reason put themselves out there, kind of know what a chart is, but haven't experienced enough of trading life. But it's really not in the cards. Bitcoin isn't just going to go up like that. It's just not going to happen. If we do get a little bull rally here, the best case scenario is that we do oscillate for several more months, maybe testing the 6,000 level a few more times. The worst case scenario is we don't eclipse this 6,800 level and we start to reverse over the next couple of days and go lower, because that would really, because I put a tweet out a while ago kind of being a dick. I do that from time to time. I'm a human being. I'm actually extraordinarily sarcastic. You can ask some of the guys in the Power Hour. I don't really show it in my videos. I don't think my voice tone really projects it that well. Even in person, people don't expect me to be as sarcastic as I am. But I put out this tweet. I'm gonna pull it up. I found it kind of funny because everything was kind of breaking down, and I was feeling kind of froggy, and it was basically like, okay, this is your support. No, this is support. No, this is support. And that's pretty much been the way, been the way people have been calling Bitcoin all the way down, is all these different support levels. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Anyway, everyone said that all these different levels were support, and I'm like, no, this is support, this is support, this is support. I can't find the tweet. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time looking for it. Anyway, it's kind of funny though. But yeah, all the people that are super bullish are just clinging to every little cliff. And if this breaks, if 6,800 holds, okay, if this 6,800 holds, and if we don't go above it and we roll over, you're gonna see some bulls. They're just gonna go away for a while. Okay, they're really gonna go away for a while because they can't believe that this thing is happening that they don't want to happen. And this is the thing about the markets, ladies and gentlemen, is they really don't care. They really don't care at all about what you want. They don't care about what I want. They don't care about what every other guy that you've seen and all these analysts want. They really don't care. The market doesn't care at all. So, you go with the market action, and that's why I say, that's why I still think you buy at 6,800, 6,850, because if we go higher, I can't definitively tell you this is the bottom. The way the chart's reading right now, it doesn't look like the bottom. Does declining action with rising price, is that indicative of bullish action? No, generally it's not. And you can't take just a few pops on these short-term time frames as that we're going bullish. People tend to live too much in the short term. They don't spend enough time on the daily charts. And that's a flaw that many people have in cryptocurrencies. I would probably say a majority of the people probably do not look at the big picture quite enough. I see a couple questions popping up here. Good traders don't lose big money. We trade $1 to make 5. We don't ever lose that 5. Absolutely, that's essentially what the game is. It's about recognizing risk and reward opportunities and taking advantage of those, taking small losses, and hopefully bagging big gains. And look, if you can have, you can't have a million small losses, right? But you can have 6 small losses and 4 big gains. Okay, you can do that. If you're taking a small loss after small loss continually, you're either trading on too small of a time frame and you need to step out from that time frame, or you don't have a well-defined strategy and you're just grasping at whatever comes your way. And either way is negative. To trade effectively, you essentially have to know what you want in the market. Okay, it's like anything in life. You're not going to be successful if you don't know what you want. You're not going to walk into a job interview and go, okay, yeah, I guess. They're going to offer you minimum wage, and they're going to offer you minimum wage and 80-hour work weeks. So you're going to be like, okay, that's cool. But if you know you want 3 weeks of vacation, and you want, $2 more than your last job, and you're worth it, then go in there and start asking and start negotiating. And trading's the same way. If you know what you want, you can ask for it. You can tell the market, you know what, I want this breakout. And then you're going to wait for the breakout, and then it's probably going to work out. But again, you can lose 6 trades and win on 4 trades and still be extraordinarily profitable. So yeah, good point there. I 10 Eli, yeah, I couldn't find the tweet, buddy. I wasn't going to spend 3 minutes looking through my Twitter here, but it is here somewhere. Maybe I'll keep scrolling as I'm talking. But yeah, if you guys don't follow me, at Real Crypto Trade, I'm not super active on Twitter, but I do like to post, hey, I found something I was looking for in the Power Hour here. So actually, I will pull this up. So I was talking about this in the Power Hour. Everyone was talking about, hey, if everyone is super bearish. If everyone is super bearish, why why are we going to go down to 3,000? And I was hoping to look for this tweet where it talked about hodlers in the market, and I was saying there's plenty of hodlers left in the market to precipitate our downside movement there. Hi, I got my wife FaceTiming me on my other screen here outside, and I'm live in a Power Hour, babe. I see it storming. Cool. I'm in a Power Hour, so can I talk to you later?
Yes. Power Hour now?
Well, extreme stream, sorry. It's an extreme stream.
Bye.
Bye, babe. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So there's quite a bit of bulls still in the market to precede any downside movement. Hey, there it is. So this is what I was talking about. I'm like, everyone was talking about we were going to bounce here. I mean here. Really, this is support. And yeah, that's kind of the way it is, guys. Is everyone thinks everything is support, and we did find support there. It's not that we didn't find support. We did. It's just that just because we found support doesn't mean that the bear market is over. Support does not mean bear market is over. There was support here. Obviously, there was some more beneath it, and there we go. So, Rachel Crypto. Thank you there, JLMC. Appreciate that. Nice comment. Good traders mostly use support and resistance breaks to trigger trades. It's almost too easy. Being disciplined is the hardest part. Agree. As far as the best traders using certain strategies, I won't say that. Every trader that has a profitable strategy, there's so many strategies in the market there that I can't say that all profitable traders use a certain strategy. But I will say most traders are very good at understanding support and resistance. They're very, very good at understanding support and resistance. And if you see this as support and you look at the volume, you're wondering where the support is, because there's really no support here. It was basically a bounce. and this could end up being a dead cat bounce if we never get above 68 here, but being disciplined is most definitely the hardest part. It's most definitely the hardest part because if you're sitting in front of your screen all day and there's really no trades to be had, you're going to be really bored. And there's times like earlier today when we just had this big upthrust in Bitcoin where like I missed out on a trade because I wasn't at my computer. Okay, now obviously that trade wouldn't have worked out. I probably would have lost money on that trade by going over 6 to 8 like that. But actually, to be honest with you, I probably would have waited here until 68.50, so I probably wouldn't have got in. But if you're not at your computer, you can't partake. So people tend to sit at their computers a lot, and those people can overtrade. Some really good traders, as a matter of fact, actually kind of set alerts and go away. They don't necessarily live at their computers. Like a lot of the professional traders, they have business meetings and they do all these things during the business day. It's not like they're hawking the charts. No, they have, some of them have staff that hawk the charts but aren't allowed to make decisions. That's because when you're looking at a chart, you're probably going to make really crappy decisions. So I'm usually not hawking the charts. I do check in from time to time, but you can get mentally fatigued by sitting there. So the discipline is the hard part. That's really, really the hard part. And then Jose says, nothing would be more bullish than a capitulation. If everyone wants to buy more Bitcoin, everyone wants to buy cheap, why don't we have capitulation and open the champagne? Well, that's the plan. That's been the plan, Jose, for a long time here, at least on my channel. We've been talking about the capitulation, I don't know, going back a long time. Ever since I started posting those charts of 2014. I'm pretty sure I was one of the first ones to do so. And I don't know anyone else has been talking about capitulation, but I know you guys are. I know you guys talk about it all the time. And we're waiting for it, and that's the thing. You got to be patient. This goes to the discipline that we were just talking about regarding to flu-like symptoms comment there, is that patience is really difficult. But if you can be patient in your trades, you're going to make so much money. You're going to make so much money. You have to be patient in cash, patient in your trade, and patient in your decision making. So, Martine, but trading breakouts, like you say, doesn't it always require you to watch the charts? Do you ever sell limit orders above breakout levels, or do you wait for breakouts to base? So that's a great question. In these markets like this, Martine, I really like to be live. I've never set a buy limit in a bear market. I've never done that, because in a bear market, if you guys have taken the Market Cycles webinar, you will know that in a bear market, breakouts fail continuously. And it's a bear market. That's the reason why. There's people selling all the time. There's traders trying to trade and losing money. And it's very difficult. So I will not set, in a bull market I will. If we're in a bull market and I see a very well-defined trend line, I will most definitely set a buy stop. But we haven't had a bull market here for quite some time, so I haven't had the opportunity to do so. But if this were a cup and handle coming off of a very well-formed uptrend, I would most definitely be setting a buy stop. Thanks, Bo. I appreciate that, my friend. What do I think of the 21-month moving average support? So what Rowan's talking about here is a video by another YouTuber. I don't know his name, Alisi something. I'm not trying to disparage his name. I don't know who he is. Got a ton of subscribers. Got about 4 times more than I do. And he talks about this 21 EMA on the monthly as support. While it has held so far, I think monthly on Bitcoin is first of all. Eli, crack me up, dude. Buy stop at 10K. Yeah, right. Buy stop at 10,000. Yeah, Alicio Monkeytron's got to type down there in chat if you guys are interested. He talked about a 21-month support on an EMA, and I really don't think you can view monthly charts in cryptos as really that significant. It's really looking at like the yearly chart in the stock market, and that there's very, very few instances when that is pertinent. And to be honest with you, this may be one of those times when it is pertinent, but I just a 21 monthly average. Like I said earlier with moving averages, you can go to any time frame and pull up any moving average, and you're going to be able to find a support line or you're going to be able to find a resistance line. It's just the law of averages. We've got, let's say 20 time frames, an infinite number of moving averages. You're going to be able to find a support line if you want it. So I generally do not agree with his synopsis. The one thing I do agree is that he said, in terms of risk reward, that's something that obviously he did get right, is that, Bitcoin at a low level here is a good risk to reward ratio. In other words, we're not going to go down probably more than 50% from here, from 6,700. That would put us at about 3,350. Yeah, it's going to put us at about 3,350. If we get down there, that's a 50% drop, and that's kind of in the sweet spot for my bottoming area for Bitcoin. But, doing 50% higher is only, for easy math, 9,000 and change. I don't know exactly what it is. But, there you go, 10,000 and change. So 10,000 and change. So more likely from this area, like if you wanted to buy a bunch right here and hodl, I think you'll be fine in 3 years. Perfectly fine in 3 years. But if you're going to trade this or want to maximize your Bitcoin count, this probably isn't a great place to buy Bitcoin. So from that perspective, he's correct. Is that even if we go lower from here, it's pretty low. It's pretty low generally speaking. So you are at a pretty good risk reward point. And actually had a video that hasn't made it public, and it probably never will. But I will bring the point up in another video. At some point, as we move lower here, probably sub 5,000. I think if you have Bitcoin, you just hodl it. At some point, going lower on Bitcoin is going to kind of, if you're holding Bitcoin and you're down 40, 50, 60%, I think there's a place in the chart, and I think it's around 5 grand. There's no price analysis around this necessarily. It's just kind of a line in the sand where anything under here, if you sell, you're probably not going to buy back in because you're just so wrecked. So I do think you just hodl into the ground. Now, it won't go into the ground. I think we will bottom and end up curling back up. But, from here, it's still a pretty good price percentage down. 25% to the downside is about 5,000. And so from there, I think you can accumulate some more Bitcoin. These are for the people that are hodling. Now, for the traders, it's a little bit of a different scenario. We generally follow the markets a little more closely and can do some more things with our money. But for the people that just have these longer term time horizons, I think there's a point where you hodl. I even think getting out sub 7,000 is pretty low. I mean, I've been trying to get people out of Bitcoin since it was at like $17,000. A lot of people, in my channel that have left me comments, say that I got them out at 13,000 and 9,000 have been my most recent whatever you want to call it. Those are what people said that they got out due to some of my videos. But I think there is a point where you don't sell if you've been hodling. And I think we're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. I thought we were going to get there much faster than this. But, market is the market. We go with the market. And like I said, it really doesn't care what I think, really doesn't care what you think, really doesn't care what anyone thinks. It's going to do what it's going to do. All right, Real Crypto, thoughts on U.S. equities at the moment? Toppy. I don't think so, Jeffrey. I actually like the U.S. equities right here. So, I do stocks all the time. We do stocks in the Power Hour. From time to time, usually probably, half of the days of the week we'll pull up a stock or two. I'm going to do a stock Power Hour. I just haven't really set it up. Really haven't quite set it up yet, but I will be doing a stock Power Hour so we can focus more on the stock market, because doing stocks and crypto in the same time frame is just it's complicated, and you're not going to go as deep in either as you're going to want to go. You're basically getting spread too thin. But so over here I have the TQQQ, which is a representation of a triple NASDAQ ETF. And as you can see here, we came to a low respecting a trend line. This blue line is the 50-day moving average. We respected that. And when you respect that on an index, that's usually pretty bullish. Now this is TNA. This is a 3 times representation of the Russell 2000. This as well bouncing off of the 50-day moving average, shooting right up back into highs. And I bought TQQ here, or TNA down here, and I bought TQQ. Well, I bought TQQQ a while back. I didn't realize TNA was actually leading TQQQ, and I've been in this one for a while. So market's looking good. Leading stocks are looking pretty good. Really nothing too bad down here. All these sell-offs have been eaten up so far. So yeah, so nothing too bad in the equities markets. What do I think of the 1 hour bar that just closed on Bitcoin? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a peek. Well, I think that's a pretty garbage bar. I think it's a bar that tells you the market doesn't want higher prices, to be quite honest. At least not right now. Maybe there's a point in time where we're going to want it, but maybe there's a whale that, like me, doesn't arbitrarily set buy stops, and maybe he's asleep right now, or drinking champagne out of. I'm not going to. Anyway, it closes in 45 minutes. Well, I think he posted that comment a while ago. So anyway, but yeah, with this particular bar, not a good bar, not really a good bar. Crypto's dead. Sorry, but true. What do you mean by dead there, Edgar? See, people say dead. What does that mean? Crypto's not dead. No one's gonna kill crypto. Jose, the new generation don't have the patience to wait for video to download. Is trading a game for the pre-Wi-Fi generation. Look, there's money in trading, so people will be interested in trading. That's pretty much what it is. So, yeah, everyone's interested in trading. Everyone likes money, so they like trading. If you could make money standing on your head, you would stand on your head more often. Okay, so I think people most definitely will be interested in trading, and yeah, the market's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years through the advent of televisions and cars, and nothing's taken liquidity out of the markets. If anything, it's only added more liquidity. Monkeytron, we're looking to maximize profits. If you just want profits, buy now. Thank you for your thoughts. You're welcome, Rowan. You're welcome. TA on Chainlink. If you want to give me if you guys want me to do some analysis on a few altcoins, I don't mind. I'll probably get out of here in about 15 minutes. Not going to stay on too long today, guys. But if you do want me to do some analysis, please give me a symbol and a pairing and a time frame that you guys are looking at. Go chain. So yeah, Dan, go ahead and you mentioned Go on. It looks like that one won't be too hard to look up. And EOS. Ooh, we were looking at EOS. Who was shorting EOS earlier today in the power hour? Someone today. Oh well, looks like I'm doing EOS right now. Yeah, so no, EOS is Hing out. This thing's gonna break down. This is an H pattern, a very weak H pattern, as a matter of fact, and it really looks like it's just gonna go lower. I think it was Christina. I don't know if I've seen Christina here. I don't know if Christina's here, but I think it was Christina in the power hour was talking about shorting him right here, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it was Christina. I was thinking it was you, Monkeytron, but I thought that wasn't right. So right here we're talking about shorting, and then boom, it just dropped. I advised a small position. I guess the advice should have been to go super heavy, but on this bounce, this is an area where you can add or even potentially get into a short here on EOS. Again, anything can happen. Your stop's going to be up here at about the 12,280 level, just kind of above this consolidation level. But yeah, EOS looking really good for a short right here, not too good for a long trade. TRX 1 year? Yeah, I think that's sarcasm. Okay, cool. Getting some G20 bullish regulation. News doesn't matter. Self-key Bitcoin. We actually have that. Oh, here's the power hour spreadsheet right here. So I got key handy. There's key. If I remember right, key was looking like it was falling into the abyss, and it's still falling further into the abyss. Avoid key at all costs at this particular point in time. We had a big symmetrical triangle. These are all the coins that we cover in the power hour every day, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys do want to beat on the market, we usually do pretty good. Just to, I guess, kind of pump my services a little bit there. Why not? Real-crypto.com. You can go to power hour here, and I'll probably make this page a little prettier in the future, but it's pretty rudimentary right now. So we talk every single day it ends up being about an hour and a half. Today it was 2 hours about the markets. We go over all the top altcoins, all the altcoins that we follow in a spreadsheet that we maintain, and we do a lot of work in that power hour. And one of them was self key, and this was a very quick avoid. Self key was a very, very quick avoid. Oh, Charles asking about Litecoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin. GDAX, Litecoin. So Litecoin's been extremely bearish. We've been noting this channel, this bear flag that we broke down from, and I've been holding it there just to remind me how weak this thing is. A lot of the Bitcoin hasn't broken down from this yet, mind you. Bitcoin Cash, which is still within that, still looking pretty bearish. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin Cash not looking good. I think they're distributing some of the altcoins while propping up Bitcoin because everyone's watching Bitcoin, I think, is the general thesis of what's going on with the markets right now. And Ethereum as well, looking rolling over a little bit earlier than most. And Ethereum, I don't think we had this trend line drawn. Oh yeah, we did. We had this trend line drawn. So Ethereum, there's the wick. There we go. Ethereum already broke down here. It was rolling over much more aggressively. In the power hour this morning, we noted the light volume on the rise up here. See just the waning volume on the up thrust, and the high volume candles are the selling candles. So that's a no bueno for Ethereum. And even Ethereum BTC rolling over quite significantly. GOETC KuCoin. Oh, Go ETC KuCoin. Oh, they don't have KuCoin on. Okay, that's weird. Oh, wow. Elastos. We talked about this in the power hour today, actually, as a matter of fact. We noticed the bear flag. I'm not sure if you're here, but I said it was in a bear flag. I would avoid this, and then it started rolling over. I'm like, okay, looks like that was good advice, and then boom, off to the races. So, okay, it can happen. There you go. In Elastos. Sorry about that I forget who mentioned that in the power hour, but KuCoin, Go BTC. Go to the 2 hour here. Wow, I got some big storms blowing through Arizona today, everyone. I know you're all super interested in Arizona weather, so figure I'd mention that. What the heck is this? That's insane. Way too high to buy. You're not buying that. I'm telling you right now, you're not buying that. So there's your good entry point right there. This would be considered a saucer with handle. Big saucer with handle right there. Bitcoin looking like it may want to fail right here, as a matter of fact. If we go down to the 15-minute, Bitcoin touching these lows. I got it up on my other screen on my BitMEX chart, and it's really getting there towards these lows. Looks like quite a bit of action happening here. So on a big shakeout like that, definitely could lead to a hard downside action as everyone realizes there's no buyers left in the market. So if this gets really aggressive here, guys, we could be watching a big sell-off occur here. Hasn't happened yet. Again, guys, don't count the chickens before they hatch. We talk about this in the power hour all the time. So, talk about this stuff all the time. Breaking a little bit there. Just broke some. Oh yeah, we're getting hit right now, guys. Bam. So if I go down, it's because my power went out. If I go down, it's because my power went out. All right, we're selling down there a little bit. And I could not submit my order on BitMEX, so everyone's got the same thing as me right now. All right, can't get filled in frickin' BitMEX. All right, they're buying it back already, at least on BitMEX. Still an order submission error. BitMEX is busy. Yeah, coming right back here. Coming right back here. Let's just go down to the 1 minute and just kind of watch all the weirdness happen. Okay. So come back a little bit. There's still quite a bit of selling pressure here, guys. All right, looks like my order is going to get filled there. All right, so took a flyer right there. Took a flyer like right there. I got some nice weather going on, guys. Getting a little bit of a monsoon over here. Actually, a dust storm, it looks like. You guys okay? I know. You gonna watch it out the window? All right, guys. Yosef called that dump like a boss. Leading lower on Binance. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I did put a short position in there, Jeffrey. Yeah, the rejection of the 6,800 level like that, while we've definitely been in a crazy do a video of the storm and post it in Slack. It's not super impressive, but in Arizona where you have basically no weather, I'll go ahead and do it. Why not? Doesn't hurt anything. I'll raise up the blinds here. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. Doesn't look as eventful through my camera, so I won't bother doing that. Yeah, no, I did go ahead and take a small short position there. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens with it. I got my stop point, which right now is basically at about 67.10. Like I said, it's a small short. And if you guys are trading things short, especially on BitMEX, please always have a buy stop set. All right, always have a buy stop set. We talk about this all the time in the Power Hour. Always have a buy stop set. So please have a buy stop set. So I put my stop here at about 67.10, right about there. Oh, EOS went down. Son of a! I was gonna short that too. Ah. Darn it. Told Christina to get in, didn't get in myself. That's how it goes sometimes. It's a little hard to short during the Power Hour, for me to trade at least.
Daddy,
Too busy on... What's up, James?
our movie is gone.
Okay, tell Ethan to get it back.
Ethan,
Yeah, EOS crashing right there too. Let's go check out some EOS. Oh my goodness. Good measured move there. Big volume. Coming down to our point. This is we talked about this point, I believe, is 11,452. Yeah, so Monkeytron's in the Power Hour, guys. Eli's in the Power Hour. I believe Dawn's in the Power Hour. Bo's in the Power Hour. All these people in the chat room here. So yeah, if you guys are looking for some advice, people to bounce, someone to bounce trade ideas off of, stop you from FOMOing, guys, try the Power Hour for a month, guys. Just give it a shot. It's I've heard nothing but good things about the Power Hour. Oh no, we saw the dump, Yosef. We were looking at it over here. We were looking at it right here. So no, we pretty much see, we go through all these charts. We don't catch them all. We're actually, I think we have too many coins right now, and we just hit the target right there. So if you want to take some profits, maybe we're due a bounce on that measured move. This probably would be a decent time to take a little bit of profit, but don't take too much, because going out a little further, if you zoom out, that's your profit target right down there at the 91. This is the one we talked about. I'm sorry, not that one. That's not the one we talked about. This is the one we talked about, the 91.78. So yeah, most definitely things are. So yeah, I guess don't take any profit right here. Don't take any profit. So, Bitcoin's my movie. It's pretty entertaining at times, Eli. Pretty entertaining at times. So, yeah, so EOS, after having the big top coming in and trying to invert it. Sorry, guys, got my kids with me here today. Hold on a second. And that also happens during the power hour. little kiddos joining us in the power hour. James gives, my little one there you heard was James. He sometimes gives his synopsis on the markets. So that's always fun. Man, just brutal right there. Hope Christina got in heavier right there. Hope also he got in heavier on the rollover of that. We talked